Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm playing The Sims 4 and I am going to try using these horrible swatches and objects that are my least favorite in the game to create build a residential house that doesn't look terrible. I've already started, I've done the building, I've just made it small. I'm hoping I can sort of hide some of these objects in there. I won't hide them completely because I feel like that would be cheating, but these are some of the objects that I really don't like. You may like them, that's fine. I don't really like them, or I find them really hard to include in builds. So as you can see, I've got this ludicrous bright pink, hot pink carpet. I've got the laminate linoleum tiles there. Some of the really yellowy kind of colors that are hard to work in unless you're making a really 70s house, which is not really my preference. So I start by putting in the tiles and the flooring and the wallpaper, just to see, just to get started, because they have to go in and that's where they're going. So I used I didn't have a bathroom tile, so I got to select one for that. I just picked something sort of dark that I thought might go with the rest of the sort of dingy colours in the house. And I put the linoleum in the kitchen, and we're going to call that weird brown and red and brown blue sort of tile the lounge room. And then we've got a study with the wood floor, and I generally really like wood floors, but that one is my least favorite wood swatch. And then the plain carpet is not great. Matching these walls with the floors is a little bit of a challenge. The blue one and tiles sort of looks okay. The pink in the bathroom at the moment looks alright, but I think I'm going to have trouble fitting it with the furniture that I've got. I started with a sort of a stucco on the kitchen. I thought it might kind of go with the brown yellow tiles, but I sort of changed my mind a few times. Stuck with the dark colours in the lounge room. I'm a big fan of using the dark colours in the lounge and living areas in particular. I think it makes it feel warm. So with the carpet and the pink walls, sort of feel like I'm stuck using creating a pink bedroom. I need a place to have that hot pink carpet, and really having a really pink bedroom is the only way to do it. So I've also got these. This is how I've put the kitchen in. It's a very small kitchen. I wasn't really sure how to get this to look anything but hideous. I tried a whole bunch of different wallpapers and colours, but as you can see, it doesn't look fantastic. I ended up deciding to sort of just lean into the yellow and lean into the brown and try to get a lot of brown in there, and I ended up going with some wood tones that I bring in later on with the cabinets. Started trying to kind of lighten it up with the whites and maybe try the like yellow walls, but it didn't really work for me. So eventually I moved to the dark wooden ones, which worked a lot better, I think. I was sort of surprised how well they turned out, considering, and I mean, it's still not an attractive kitchen, but it's a kitchen, and it's sort of cute. It's sort of cute in its own way. It has its own sort of charm, which is fine. I would probably grow attached to it eventually. So I needed to find a way to sort of bring the brown in, so to the other side of the room. So I chucked one of these big planters in, which is maybe a bit of an odd thing to have inside. It got a bit dark there, so here's me trying to put the lights in. Decided if there's anywhere to use these ridiculous yellow sort of 70s style lights, it'd be here. Put another light in, sort of had the colours there to match the yellow and the brown. It's a nice thing to go on the wall. I don't think I had move objects on just yet, So here's me bringing the brown in across the other side of the room, and that I think is looking a lot better than it was, which is alright. I opened it up to the other rooms initially, just to leave some space there to put some stools in, and again bringing the yellow and the brown across in the stools, which I thought sort of cleared it up a little bit, made it look a little bit more interesting, a bit classy. Popped the daffodils up there, again bringing the brown with the frame and the yellow of the flowers in there. So I don't particularly like this bathtub and this toilet. They sort of just look kind of old and rusty, and if, at first I thought maybe I could do something with that, and then I realized that I have this horrible red sink that doesn't go with anything, and I've got a pink, the bathtub has pink along the bottom there, and I've gone with pink walls, so I'm really not sure. I mean, you really can't do pink and red, it looks quite awful, so I just do the best that I can with it. I put this light in there, it's got some pink in it. I'm trying to find more ways to bring the pink into the room, but I've got to have the red there. It doesn't look good, but look, if I've sort of imagined that I'm someone who likes this over the top red and pink combination, then maybe I can go for this super weird cluttered look. It's a mess. It's frankly, there's nothing really particularly redeeming about this room. I brought the red across there with the little dustpan. It's a room, and it contains all of the elements of a bathroom, so that's something. It's sort of interesting and goes with the house in a thematic sense of the different rooms having different colours. So we've got the kind of red and pink bathroom, and kind of going for that monochrome thing there, if you can sort of imagine the different shades of red and pink leading into each other. Unfortunately, they really don't, because there's not a lot of those mid-ranges there, but that's fine. Then we've got the yellow and brown kitchen and the pink bedrooms, so we really do have the different coloured rooms so far. Kind of falls down then at the study, where again I have red. I think I ended up going with red and blue here, so again, red and blue, not really a combination I would generally go for, except for in perhaps the Persian rugs sort of thing, but yeah, and I realised it was a little bit too small, so I had to resize the house and change things around a little bit, which worked alright. Again, I was trying to keep it small to kind of, I just don't want to spend too long working with this stuff. It's not particularly attractive, and I'm not on a very large block, so it has to be fairly small, but yeah, I resized the rooms, and I kept the I tried to rotate the shelf around so that I couldn't see the red as much. It wasn't as in your face, but there's really no escaping the red desk, so I'm sort of trapped. And again, the chair, which I couldn't really fit in anywhere else, is pretty ugly and doesn't really go with it. Yeah, so I these are the swatches that I don't like, so I didn't change the swatches. I couldn't change that either. If I changed the swatches, there's probably a lot more I could have done with this. But the objects themselves are not all necessarily terrible. Most of them have at least one good swatch, and so I'm trying to use, in the other rooms I've tried to use some items that I like, but in this room I've sort of just gone for, the pink cupboards because they go with it, and these are not things I usually use. I've used the same light again in another room, but I feel like that might happen if you had a house. You might like a light and then get it in a couple of colours, and I don't know. I tried to find the pink paintings to just really oversell the pink in there, and the bedspread. I mean, the bed doesn't really match, but the black comes in through the wardrobe and the and in the paintings and things. So, and I guess the pattern on the cover could sort of look like it might be vaguely pink. So you can see I went for the blue and blue and red by putting in that blue and red carpet, which is interesting because I haven't really used that one before. So trying to put blue and red in with the posters and images on the walls, and I've got the presents in there as well, which I don't know, I guess you might store some presents in a study. So that's sort of turned into a blue and red room, which was okay. With the lounge room, I don't know what to do with that floor. It's pretty ugly. I can't really imagine a build except for maybe like a big old Art Deco train station or something that might actually use that tile effectively. But you know, when all else fails in Sims, you just cover it in green. So I put as many plants in there as I could. Changing the carpet kind of brought it together a little bit more. Again, this bookshelf, which I don't particularly like, particularly the swatch of it. I just don't really like the wood texture. It's a very fake wood looking thing, and doesn't have very nice borders, and the shape, it's a bit too harsh for me. Put some plants on it to try and make it better. I don't particularly like this low fence, just because it's too low. I think if it was tall, I wouldn't mind it, but it's sort of basically just a garden border fence, and it's a bit old-fashioned. I wouldn't mind it if it was taller. In fact, most of the fences I would prefer if they were taller. I don't know if in the US they tend to have short fences, but certainly here we often will have fences that are, that hide most of the garden, and that's something that I think would look better from this high angle as well, but we've got the low fences, so that's what I did. I chucked in a little back porch, because otherwise there's sort of nothing on the back of the block, and I did put a door there, so may as well give it a back area, and that seems like something that you might realistically have, just like a little sitting area with a barbecue, where you could sit outside. So I put some lights up there. This is what I did with the garden, and I included those plants that I didn't like, and that's really it. It's not a particularly good house. It's not a particularly appealing house, but I think I did the best with what I had. So yeah. So thanks for watching, and sorry about the rain sounds in the background, but yeah. See you next time.